everybody, this is Maya and Jay, and what I got here today is the Elefone P10C review video, and I got this from bifocal.com. I paid about $109 for this device, and I can say that it is worth every single penny of it. This is the second time that I order from bifocal.com, and they are very responsible, and the only reason I chose them is because they are one of those websites that do accept PayPal. And here we can see the device looks very nice already, and here in the front we're going to have a 5-inch multi-touch screen with a resolution of 960 by 540. Also, just to go through the physical aspects, here we have the volume rockers up and down together with the power button. And the very bottom we're going to have pretty much it's just going to be plain. The microphone is actually here on the bottom left. On the right side of the device we're just going to have here the metal frame, which is only 5.8 millimeters thin, but the device itself is going to be a little bit thicker than that. It's going to be about 8 millimeters, as we can see here. And then at the very top we're going to have the charging port together with the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. On the very back, we're going to have an 8 megapixel camera with a dual LED flash. And the camera is actually of high quality, and I'm going to show you that very soon. Here we can see the Elephone logo. At the very bottom, we're going to have the loudspeaker, and the loudspeaker is very loud as well and of great quality. Now, if we open here the back cover, we're going to see that this is a dual SIM, dual standby device. Also supports TF cards. The battery is about 1900 milliamps, and it did last a long time. And a lot of that has to do because of the resolution of the device is only 960 by 540. Here we can see at the very bottom, we're going to have the menu key, we're going to have the home key, and also the back key. On the very top, we're going to have a 2 megapixel front-facing camera together with the ear speaker, and also the LED light is going to be right below the ear speakers. Also, it does come with the proximity sensor and light sensor here on the front. And we can see that the operating system looks very nice. It does run a MIUI launcher, and even though the website's claiming it to have the Android 4.4.2, this is actually going to be a Jelly Bean device. It does have the Android 4.2.2, and we're going to show you that here on settings. If we go to about device here at the very bottom, we can see that it is running MIUI launcher, and here we can see all the details for it. We can see that the model number is going to be Elefone P10C. The Android is going to be 4.2.2 Jelly Bean, and this is the MIUI version that is running. So it is great. It is a quite core device. It is running the MTK6582, which is clocked at 1.3 gigahertz. It's running 1 gigabyte of RAM, 8 gigabytes of internal memory, and once again the device is very nice. It's very smooth. That's one of the reasons I like MIUI launchers, because it makes the device actually very fluent and very easy to navigate through. And here we also have the notification center. We can see that it is a little different, and that's because of course we had the MIUI launcher here. Also we had the toggles. I have used this device pretty much the entire day. We can see that the battery is about 50%. Also, the signal reception is very strong together with the Wi-Fi reception and the Bluetooth, which I'm going to show you very soon. Now here we have the browser, and the browser is pretty quick as well. So let's say we want to open youtube.com. We're going to see how fast it is, and I was actually very satisfied with it. And the resolution of it looks very nice. I mean, I was impressed that this is a 960 by 540 device, because it looks like it was a 720p display, but we know that it's not going to be the case. Now, the only downside of this phone is that even though it is claiming to have the WCDMA 2100 and 850, I'm only getting Edge, and I'm going to show you that right now. So here we can see that the speed we're getting is actually Edge and not 3G. I was wondering what could be causing that. It could be Straight Talk itself, or maybe that the bands are not supported on this device. And if your country does support the bands, I gotta say that this phone is definitely worth every single penny of it. And here we can see that around the camera, we're gonna have this chrome looking, I would say, bezel around it that makes it look very elegant, and all the way around it does look very nice. Here on the bottom we can also see this little trim around the speaker that is also chrome, and it makes it look very nice. So I was actually very impressed with the overall quality of this phone. And here on the sides, I think this is going to be some sort of aluminum. It does confuse me a little bit because the Chinese do claim that it is a 5.8 millimeters phone, but we know that it's not, because when I measure it here from the middle side, it's going to be about 8.1 millimeters. But yes, here on the very edge, it is going to be a 5.8 millimeters phone. And also the screen here is going to be an IPS screen, so when we view it on viewing angles, we can see that the colors are very vivid and the resolution looks very nice as well. So here, one of the first tests we're going to do is going to be the Bluetooth. Here I have my little Bose speaker as always. We're going to go ahead and power it on. Right now it's on Perry mode, so we scroll down. We go here to where it says settings. We go to Bluetooth, and I already heard that the device has connected, so now we're going to go back once. We're going to go to where it says sound. Now we're going to go where it says ringtone. We can also hear that the bass speaker is very, very loud here, as we can hear right now. Here we can see all the settings that we have on this device for the sound, and it is quite a few. You can pretty much customize everything on the device. If you go here back once, and then we go to where it says here, language and input, we can see all the languages supported on this phone, and I'm just gonna go ahead and scroll through them so that you guys see that it does have about 45 languages supported, and I was actually very excited to see that. Also, the Antutu test benchmark that I got on this device was about 17,000, and it was a pretty nice score. And yes, it does confirm that this is going to be the MTK6582. And if you go here to details, here we can see all the specs or all the scores that it got for the RAM and all that good information. If you go back once, we go to devices information, we can see here that the brand is showing as Elefone. The model P10C with the Android 4.2.2. It does have the MTK6582 with a resolution of 960 by 540. So I'm just going to continue to scroll down so that you guys see all the details. It is a very nice, impressive phone, especially for the price. The code quality is very good as well, and here are all the sensors supported on the phone. Another thing we're going to go ahead and test is the camera. On the back, we're going to have an 8 megapixel camera. On the front, it's going to be 2 megapixels. So let's go ahead and check the next clip and let me know what you think. All right, and there we saw the camera test, and as we can see, it is working very well. I was, you know, again, for an 8 megapixel camera and for the price of this phone, the camera was actually very nice. And I'm gonna show you some picture samples down in the description below, so make sure to download them and check them out. Another thing we're gonna go ahead and test now is the GPS. The GPS is very strong on this phone, so check it out. So here we had the GPS test on the Elefone P10C, and this is the model that I got from bifocal.com. And as we can see, the GPS is working very well. All I needed was GPS status and also faster GPS to help lock us in a little bit faster. But other than that, it is working like a charm. All right, there we have it for the GPS test. And if you open here the GPS application, we can see that even from inside the house, it's going to lock a signal actually very fast. So here we can see that already it's locking a signal. So that's definitely great. And it does take about, sometimes it could take between 40 seconds up to a minute for it to lock a signal. But right now we saw it locking a signal, and it did lose it a little bit because we're inside the house. So sometimes, like I said, it does take a little bit longer, but right now it is working like a charm, as we can see here. And the signal reception is very strong. So that's definitely great for this phone. Another thing we're gonna do now is go ahead and play some applications and games on this device. So I'm gonna put a music on the background, make sure you enjoy it. And there we saw some of the performance of this phone, and we can also root it very easily. All I used was B-root, and you can actually download it by searching it from Google. And all you have to do is just plug in your phone, make sure that you enable USB debugging, and from there you can just root it with one click. So that's definitely great. And that's a great thing about having the Android 4.2.2 is that it is very easy to root. Here we also have the music application, and as we can see, it looks a little different from the ordinary music app that we get on other Android devices. Unfortunately, I don't have any songs right now, but it looks actually very nice and very cool. So here I have also my little scale. We're gonna go ahead and power it on to see how many grams this device is. And it's going to be about 126. As we can see, it is a very light device, and it does feel great on your hand. I mean, having a 5-inch screen and being so thin feels very nice on your hands as well. Well guys, I think I went through everything on this phone. If you do have any questions, please make sure to comment below, like the video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.